Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel where it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto. It's September 2nd. I'm going to hit you with all the latest news surrounding La Vecchia Signora, of course, with the Mercato coming to an end and Juventus involved in some deadline deals. We're going to tackle all that and then, of course, look ahead to Fiorentina versus Juventus happening tomorrow morning. Let's get into it. Alright, friendly reminder to like this video. Let's get maximum amount of likes on this thing. Thank you for all your continued support. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Alright, now we're going to tackle the latest in the deadline news that took place surrounding Juve. And then, of course, look ahead to Fiorentina. We will also be live tomorrow morning, okay? So we're going to be live around 8:20-ish a.m. Eastern time tomorrow because I'm going to be live and that match is going to take place at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to be doing a live watch along for that, okay? So before we get into all that, let's get to this news. So Arthur loaned out and Zakaria loaned out. So Juve making those final moves and going in and solidifying their roster for the 22-23 season. Arthur wanted away. Juventus didn't see him as part of the project anymore as well, and they found a move for him to Liverpool, okay? It's a loan with an option to purchase at around 37 million euros with some odds and ends also tied to it. Zakaria finds himself going to Chelsea with a loan and again option to purchase at about 28 million euros, and then there's about 5 million odds and ends in bonuses that could tie on if they purchase him and depending on what he does with Chelsea. So there you have it. It looks really good, and some of the headlines will read that Juventus, if they can seal these deals after these loan sessions, would be seeing around 70 million euros, but don't get your hopes up too much. I mean, it's good and it's good moves, and it would be great if they do well and then finalize the deals for Juventus, especially Zakaria, which we would see great capital on. But the Arthur one is essentially break even. So that deal, that purchase price would essentially break even for Juventus on the terms that we had with him, because he came in for just over 80 million euros is what he stood us. And of course, this would be the third year and he still has a couple to go. So it would essentially just be a break even on that one. Okay, so still very strong, and Juventus closes out this Mercato basically saving 10.5 million euros in salary and wages and whatnot. So great work by Cherubini and Arriva Bene. Zakaria was being shopped essentially the entire Mercato, and it went quiet for quite some time because we didn't actually hear it until the Zaniolo news. But he was even shopped to Atletico Madrid, trying to work getting Morata to come back to Juventus. So essentially he was expendable. This is a good capital deal. A lot of Juventini are feeling that this leads them to believe that there's no long-term planning by Juventus because of bringing Zakaria in and then not being able to incorporate him or not, and then just quickly moving him on. Was he just a piece to get some capital gain? I don't necessarily know. I think he came in a January deal. He was heavily sought after by some other teams, but again, everything changes year to year and the face of the team changes year to year. I think maybe, just maybe, the integration of Miretti and even Fagioli staying speaks volumes about Zakaria, what he can do. The fact that they couldn't move Rabiot kind of changes things, because I've been saying it for a while. I said you have McKennie, Zakaria, and Rabiot, and for me, those three, somebody's got to go. And I've been saying it for a while, and it's just one of those things where I think the circumstances are what led us to move him, and I don't see it as being poor planning or whatnot. It's just something we fell into. We still have great coverage. We had to send Rovell out, and hopefully next season he could come in and be a part of the mix. That will depend on how Locatelli does in a Mezzala role, if that's what's going to take shape. And we'll get to lineups for the Fiorentina match very soon. So Juventus quickly at work apparently for future Mercados and whatnot, naming Evan Nitka as a target at center back, as they want to pull in a young center back, potentially even in the winter Mercado, but we will wait and see. But Juventus, Cherubini, Arriva Bene, already at work. I think it was a fantastic mercado. We talked about it on the last post-match podcast, which was a live between myself and Lex, which was a great show. Check it out if you haven't. And we said, hey, we had good scores, 8.5. Great mercado. Would have topped it if we can get a left back, but finding a move for Artur, great. Hopefully it works out to Ansale. Otherwise, we will be back at square one. But same goes for Zakaria. Hopefully it works out in a deal that sees us getting a lot of capital. So we picked him up for less than 10. So there you have it. Now, let's get to Max's press conference because we have a match tomorrow. It's going to be a tricky match, a difficult match against Fiorentina away. Okay, and those ones are always tricky for us. Now, Max's presser, Szczesny and Rabiot are both out. Okay, he talks about the formation and whatnot. He says he has not made a decision on the formation as of yet. In terms of Bonucci is available, but he is not going to play him. He's going to save him for Paris, he said. So this is an interesting one for a guy like Bonucci who didn't hit the ground running, to say the least, in preseason, to not get games in due to injury, and then have the first game back against Paris Saint-Germain. I don't necessarily know if I think that's the best call. I think we should keep things the same as we have been going and roll out with the guys that have been in there and playing, because our defense has been stout right now. We've only allowed 1 goal in our opening 4 matches. I don't know if I necessarily throw him into the wolves, so to speak, against Paris Saint-Germain. If he had a better preseason, I would feel better about it, but I don't know if that's a first game I want Leo come back in, regardless of his experience. That's just me. You know how I like it around here at All Juve Cast. I want to hear your opinions on that one, Juventini. Di Maria, Max Allegri continues on saying that he's not 100% fit. He will be available, however. Not slated to start against Fiorentina. That could change as well. Maybe he gets the first half or something. We will wait and see. You would expect Di Maria to be a go for the Champions League match against Paris Saint-Germain. Now, in terms of Max speaking to the Mercado and everything and the squad itself, he's happy about the squad itself. He says there is much more quality in the midfield. I would agree with him in terms of the Mercado overall. He said it went very well. Tomorrow's match is going to be an extremely difficult one, and I agree. Our probable lineup heading into the Fiorentina match, so far being reported that it will be Perin in goal, obviously with Szczesny out. We have De Sciglio, Danilo, and Bremer as center backs, and then you have Sandro on the side. De Sciglio, will be full back, not center back. Danilo and Bremer center backs, Sandro as the other left side fullback. In the middle, it's being reported by Gazette, of course, McKennie, Paredes, and Locatelli will make the midfield trio, and then you have Cuadrado, Vlahovic, and Kostic making up your forward three. 4-3-3 is what it's listed. We've been seeing how our shape's been playing out. It has been switching to a 4-2-3-1. Question is, if you're going to go with this 4-3-3 and you have Paredes in the heart of that midfield with McKennie and Locatelli on each side, does it also become a 4-2-3-1 with these guys like we've been playing in the past 2 matches? Is McKennie the one that slots up then, or Locatelli? You would have to think it'd be McKennie because Locatelli's better in a 2-man pivot. Or are we going to play it as a straight 4-3-3 and push both McKennie and Locatelli forward? Some questions that we are going to probably have to wait until game time to find out. So it's going to be very interesting. Juventini, that's your daily update for today. You know the drill. Okay, like the video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. It's all Juve all the time. And most importantly, get your comments and questions and thoughts, opinions on everything you just heard here in the comment section of this video, and I can't wait to mix it up with all of you. Last call as well for Fayez Al-Fayez, okay? You have been chosen as one of the participants in the trivia that's going to take place tomorrow on the Match Day Live at around 8:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got to be there on the live. The other 2 participants that were named are going to be a part of it, but we need you to reach out, okay? So reach out either in the comment section of this video, find us on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. Reach out and make sure you're going to be a part of that live. Otherwise, you're going to miss out your opportunity to get your hands on one of the 3 Juventus 22-23 kits that we are giving away at the All Juve Cast. All right, so look forward to seeing you all tomorrow morning on the live. All right, and till then, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.